Hello and welcome back to Hoi 4, Equestria War, the Realm of Kiria, under Rainshine. And in today's episode, I noticed we're at 180 command power, and hopefully, I'm just going to go and use it and hope that none of these generals are going to betray at this point, since it seems like we might have dodged any sort of civil war. I've been avoiding any comments. I've been still liking and hearting all the comments, but besides a couple exceptions, Mr. Convey, who's not putting spoilers and is just I always read their comments. Sorry guys, sorry. Not paying favorites, obviously. I don't have a favorite child. Don't worry about it. I'm sorry. I don't know, but besides that, for the most part, I'm trying to avoid reading any comments because I don't want to be spoiled in any way. So because of that, I'm just kind of holding off on reading anything. So I still am not actually sure if I've avoided the Civil War or not, or anything like that. I genuinely don't know. So we'll have to figure that out. So yeah, Radiant Prosperity. This will increase my time modernization has on. Okay, the Grand Gallop Onward has succeeded against all odds. Premier Autumn Blaze has achieved in a few short years a century's worth of industrial and technological progress lost to the silence. It's time to officially announce the beginning of a new era for a new Kiria. The era of the radical prosperity. Woo! Let's go! Let's go! We are radical, and we're prosperous. Yeah. Let's go! We've really done it. We've really done it here. Just bouncing back between 49.98 or 99 to 50 repeatedly. Wow. The era of radiant prosperity. 3.5 years ago, the Grand Gallop Onward seemed an impossible dream. The naive optimism of Matriarch and her Premier, who had essentially no real experience in governing or economics between the two of them. And yet, as Matriarch's superior Rainshine declared in Vermilion today, the Grand Gallop Onward has been a stunning success. Golden and crimson banners hangs from every window and balcony of the realm today, as the Kirans celebrate the fruits of their impossible labors since the end of the silence. Schools, factories, and armories rise alongside ancient temples and sandalwood plantations, demonstrating the delicate but determined balance between tradition and modernization that the realm has struck in these past few years. And while much work remains to be done, the foundation is laid for a bright future in Kiria. Rainshine's address to the realm was broadcast live via radio as far as Sorghum, and in a few years new radio relays may allow the voice of the Matriarch to reach as far as Corinthium or Verdant. For now, though, those cities, those jubilant in celebration as well, had to wait for the words of the Matriarch to arrive. I'm proud of each and every Kiran who played their part, however small, in laying the silence to rest and ushering us to a prosperous future. The mistakes of the past can never be forgotten, but here, today, we have proven that they can be undone. I'm proud to declare the beginning of a new era for a realm, the era of radiant prosperity. See, we've paid off our debts, okay? See, we've paid off our political power debts. There you go. See, no big deal. Oh yeah, come on, we gotta do it. Come on, yes, this is what I've been working towards this entire time. I've been wanting this. Let's go. The first autumnal premiership. Under a new constitution, the Imperial Premier will no longer govern at the Matriarch's pleasure. The new office of the Premier of Kiria will be elected by the Morning Secretariat, and after all her Imperial Premiership has endured, there's really only one mayor for the job. Autumn blaze! Autumn blaze! Autumn blaze! Autumn blaze! The blessings of humility. The Way of Fire is perhaps most famed for its ritual and splendor, temples wreathed in incense and mystics clothed in silk. But recently, a new order has been spotted in Vermilion, and temples in cities around the country are talking to their model. They eschew the rich embodied silks of their rightful stations in the hierarchy, and instead don simple initiates robes of their blurred lab and jute, and travel into Kiria, increasingly vast slums, to provide aims for the urban poor. They bring carts loaded with rice, bread, and fish to give away. They assist however they can in clinics and hospitals. They care for and teach the children of working parents who would otherwise soon be caught up in the grim underbelly of the slums. The rural poor have their fields, and if nothing else, the nation's forests who feed and clothe themselves from. The growing class of urban poor, crowded into unsanitary and unsafe slums, have nothing but what the day's wages can buy. Under the silence, all Kirin were poor, but usually well-fed and content. Now the Navu Richies parties spill into the streets, and the richest districts, while fools go hungry in the slums. The government has proven so far unable to do much, but promise things will improve. Already there is discontent at the living conditions of the working poor, and the specter of the riots, like those that forced the establishment of the science, weighs heavily on the country. The Way of Fire, however, and its pious believers are ever bound to the will of Concord, and Concord does not will her children should suffer. And so the new benevolent associations continue to grow, pooling donations above and beyond the usual types to fund the actions of a small array, or a small army of pious volunteers. For now, their compassion is the realm's best defense against revolution. If not for the charity of the Kirin people, our gallop would have stumbled. Yeah, except we're still going up in poverty from this. This is just stopping us from going from neutral to mild to like neutral to low. You know, sometimes it's gotta get worse before it gets better, you know? Sometimes it's just gotta get worse before it gets better. Okay? That's all it is. And right now, you know, a couple things might be getting a little worse. But that's just to make things get better in the long term, okay? Okay? Everything's okay. Got it, everyone? Do you understand that everything is gonna be amazing? Like, literally, like, perfect. Just wait a little longer, okay? Just wait a little longer, okay? Okay? Yeah. Thrown from the ivory tower. If I may begin, Miss Bloom, I am confused, began the Chair Kirin. Mayflower Bloom was before the Imperial Central Committee of the All-Kirin Killingham, appealing the rejection of a research proposal by one of the ethnic committees. The Chair Kirin continued, Your proposal is very well polished, if disturbing. Setting aside the question of whether the Killingham would ever approve of what seems to be nothing short of eugenics program, I am troubled by your methodology. You suggest intentionally inducing Nerek transformation for study. Mayfire stiffened. She led honestly, expected to be grilled on the eugenics first. Yes, Chair. Proving the connection between Nerek transformations and heredity, and demonstrating that greater or lesser inclinations towards our Nerek halves can be inherited, is a first step in the broader project of. She was cut off by the Chair, who she was starting to realize had already made up its mind. Yes, your aspirations to breed the Nerek state out of the population are more than clear. My concern, again, is with your methodology. Excluding completely that forcing a Nerek transformation amounts to psychological torture, just how do you expect the Killingham to defend itself when the religious authorities get word that we are funding this? We hardly have the prestige of the Aurelian monastery to protect us. Your proposal will get this institution shuttered. Mayflower opened her mouth to reply, but the session suddenly surged forward without her. A motion to reject her appeal was introduced and passed before she could say a word, and soon she had been ushered from the hall to her waiting friend, River Lily. Oh, I heard everything, Mayflower. I'm so sorry. River Lily tried to hug Mayflower, but the mayor shrugged her off, hanging her head low. I know that proposal was really important to you, but it doesn't have to be the end of your research. You just need to try again. But first you need to get some fresh air, clear your head. You and me need to get out and see the countryside before you spend another minute working on that Neric business. It's just not healthy. I can't show my face here anytime soon, so some time can't hurt, I guess. Mayflower bloom, huh? I see. Hello, Mayflower bloom. I'm excited to get, okay, whatever those are. Oh, yeah, I heard about this. So, a couple journals are apparently, being glitchy ever since the update, even though they said there'd be no glitches in the update. I also had a glitch where I just couldn't even run my save for like a couple days, and then I had to come back and be like, oh, cool, I can play again. That isn't the reason for the, the delay of the last episode. That was because I'm uploading so many other things. But that was a bit. If I didn't have like 3 or 4 already recorded, it would have been installed there, and it's, I guess, is the reason I don't have reserve now when I have other things going on uploading. So it actually can kind of be blamed for why there's not videos. So centuries of rule by decree from Vermilion came to a formal and complete end today, with a final unfettered decree from Matriarch Superior Rainshine. Already for several years, she had granted prerogative and authority to the plenum, the premier, and the morning secretariat, but today she vested the power in them permanently, and bound herself, and all future matriarchs, by the constitution of the realm of Kiria, making the rare decision to proclaim this decree herself in the capital. Rainshine said simply that a new century brings with it a new reality, and I will not, out of pride, deny my subjects the freedom to govern themselves, already enjoyed by so many of the world's nations. As Matriarch Superior, I am tasked with guiding Kirankind to peace and prosperity, and I feel that the Morning Secretariat and the Premier will bring both of those to Kiria. On the subject of the Premier, Autumn Blaze resigned her office immediately, before it was abolished by the Matriarch's decree and the new constitution. Following the Matriarch's proclamation, the Morning Secretariat met to choose the first democratically elected Premier of Kiria, and in light of her success in leading country through the Glen Gallop onwards, chose to elect Autumn Blaze to a 5-year term. A new dawn for harmony in the Morning Secretariat. Beautiful. I've read the first part. We were punished. Guide. Yep, we've read the second paragraph. Now, for like-minded harmonists and secure control over Kiria, Autumn can extend her influence once more. Having learned many hard lessons from the plenum, with the country on her hooves, she seeks to reconcile Kiria's traditionalist and theocratic past with a vision of a modern harmonic nation like Equestria. Time will tell if she is successful. We'll have to wait and see. Bad news where your harmonic support is lowered as leader than if you were just an advisor, so we'll need to deal with that. I need more political power for that, though. Rainshine is now just in a national spirit, but we still get the division recovery rate, which is nice. Kirian consociationism. The new Kiran political sphere is broken up into incompatible factions loyal to their regional strongholds. By structuring the government around balancing and mediating with these factions, we can ensure cooperation at the expense of the traditional majoritarian principalities. Alright, first I want you to go there, and then I want you to continue, yeah, there. Oh. Okay, Mayor Egypt. Cool. Thanks very much. Actually, you know what, Mayor Egypt? Because of that, you're not getting trade anymore. Arabian Republic, you're getting all the trade. Have fun, Arabian Republic. Get wrecked, Mayor Egypt. You're both harmonic republics, so both would make sense to trade with. But since you're not going to trade with me fully, I'll just switch to a new partner. This is pretty late game to be finally doing the Buffalo Chieftain thing, but Okay, cool. I mean, it seems like so far benevolism's winning out pretty well. I mean, not over here. Well, you're harmonic. You're non-aligned, but broke free of a monarchy. You're non-aligned, but, you know, you did break free from a monarchy, so... Further back, but, you know. This is a lot of, you know, communism. And then, you know, we got this big, mostly harmonic blob over here, which is always good. We got a little harmonic alliance. Sure, they're not harmonic, but they're allied with harmonic, and really, they're just harmonic. Oh, we got Shine Spark. Hello. I don't see you often. Fun nation to play, though. Not too good to replay too many times, but fun nation to play for what one time. Of consolidationism and concordance democracy. Though perhaps none would have predicted it, Autumn Blaze has proved either a particularly shrewd or unreasonably lucky statesman. The single thing that all the competing factions of Morning Secretariat could agree on is their nervousness about being dominated by the other factions. Perhaps taking advantage of this fear, Autumn Blaze has convinced all of the major national political parties to agree to a complex and comprehensive power-sharing agreement. The future of Kiria is not, it seems, a majoritarian democracy, but a delicate balance of regional political interests and a guarantee that the Morning Secretariat can never be dominated by a single popular party. While some have already begun to criticize the new consolationist government as permanently entrenching the elitist of the parties already representing the Secretariat, it cannot be denied that these complex power-sharing agreements, if held to, will be an important backstop against the kind of factional and regional rivalries that had so severely plagued the Grand Gallop Forward and the 3.5-year plan. Stability +5. And we get from Mayflower Bloom the Neurop threat. Peace is a habitual blossom, beautiful, but for a day the fell mourns its passing, the rise tend the garden. My studies on the New York State so far have been largely theoretical. If the Caligum's projection will probably remain theoretical for the foreseeable future. These fears about inducing a New York State intentionally are understandable, but can't they understand that the thing they fear so much is precisely the thing I'm trying to prevent with this research? Yes, there's a little flame around the door, but the whole house will be ablaze shortly. Better that we escape now, with merely blistered hooves, than perish in the coming inferno. I mean, honestly, I personally kind of think the law is kind of BS in general. I kind of think we should just kind of lighten it a little, but you know, that's me out of game, like not even in this thing, but you know. Noctician charm did not impose the silence over a few peasants going near it and scorching their rice paddies. The peas' silenced literature is clear, yes, which is hundreds of years ago. I mean, you know, the changes brought to Kiria by the coming of modernity created social class conflicts that inspired mass outbreaks of neglect never seen before. Kieran, with pent-up fury over years of perceived injustices, can sustain the New York State for hours, days, even in a few cases, and easily reignite again and again. In Stalingrad, these drives caused a revolution. In Kiria, they nearly put the entire realm to the torch. Nearly destroyed humankind. Okay, communism? Does it feel quite the same as like, you becoming a Neric? Okay. No Kieran could deny that the Grand Gallop Onward has been a surprising success, but it's hardly the cure for all ills that Autumn Blaze would have us think. There are hungry Kieran, there are exploited Kieran, there are have Kieran, and there are have not Kieran. And there are already protests and disturbances daily across the realm. I'm certain that the presence and power of the Matrix Superior was the sole reason the Grand Gallop Onward itself did not inspire a mass Neric revolt of the kind we saw before the silence. Yet Autumn Blaze's news consocialism removes the possibility of there being any decisive or authoritative voice that could calm the whole country at once. Without the power of the old matriarch or single dominant faction, our safeguard will be that she does not attempt to pass anything unpopular with the other parties in this power-sharing arrangement, which is no safeguard at all. I really don't like you. I think so far you're my least favorite of these 5, actually. Like, straight up. Kiria is being pulled in a dozen directions. Harmonists, the socialists, traditionalists, reformists, national partyists, religious fanaticists. It doesn't matter who is on top. It matters that the conflict between these groups will be our doom, unless we can solve the New York problem for good. Only hope is that it can be bred out of the population over time. But this consolationism is much too weak to impose such policy and sustain it. If Kierankind is to survive, we need a strong realm. Also, you're forcing breeding of, like, specific people and, like, potentially stopping certain people from breeding just because you're like, okay, those people are guaranteed to create them, so we should stop them from breeding. That has so many wrong connotations. I hate you. A unified realm, one that can do the unpleasant thing now to secure a safe, unscorched future for Kiria. Autumn Blaze is not going to provide what kind of leadership, and I don't want to sit idly by while our anemic government fails to take action. But what can I possibly do? I want you to sit and get out of the way, because you seem to be a bad part that is I think is worse for the nation overall. That's what I think you should do. So yeah, that's what I think. Up to you whether you listen to me. A new system of provincial diets will allow us to increase local autonomy and offer some olive branches to regional radicals. And by reducing the power of the Secretariat, we'll also lower the stakes of the national elections. Also, what is she talking about communists being involved? We kicked out the communists. We said, no way we have communists in here. And we threw those people out. Where are you getting communists from? I mean, sure, that's honestly probably one of our biggest mistakes. But still, you can't claim there's any communists around here. We threw them out. Also, apparently the protection against bad luck actually does help against, like, getting the bad events as quickly. I read that on Reddit somewhere randomly. I didn't know if the Civil War would happen, but I found out what this protection against bad luck might do. Also, yes, I did see the one comment saying that some of these do have descriptions. I did read that part of the one comment. But I'm not. I kind of want to, but at this point, that's a little far even for me, but I think I might do that next time I play a station. But because I didn't realize when I started it, I don't want to go back and do it now. I think I'll just start doing that in a future run. Alright, so now we got you. Now next, I think I want to get rid of, you. Yeah, I'll get rid of you next. Oh wait, I can't. Never mind, I can't. Maybe at some point I'll be able to. But for now, I like the political power gain. And I'm going to use it to get, oh, we have the 1,000 banner system. Oh, wow, that's also got a description. When the first matriarch superior of Kiria, iridescent dawn, united Kiria under the rule of the Vermilion dynasty in the way of fire, the followers under her command numbered in the hundreds of thousands. On the steps of the imperial palace of Vermilion, iridescent dawn rewarded the most loyal of her soldiers with a sacred banner bestowed with the divine blessing of concord, before decreeing that their descendants shall continue to serve in the defense of the Kirian realm, as their forebears once did. On that day, 1,000 military lineages were born, all proud sons and daughters of Kiria of Concord. Before the silence, there numbered a little more than 500 banners throughout the realm. By then, each banner represented an entire generation of soldiers, all part of the same clan. The largest position of which possessed hundreds of family members, whilst the smallest could number as few as a dozen. By dint of the hereditary nature of their unique status, Banner Kieran were granted land to settle upon after service to the Vermilion Banner Army, where they free to raise their offspring to become the next generation of Kier's warrior class. The silence had decimated both the political power and military prowess of Kier's banners. A long decline abruptly cascaded by the breakneck modernization of the realm. In the age of industrial warfare and technological marvels, will Kiria's banners adopt to keep up with the times, or will Kiria's newfound modernity prove to be their coup de grace? You know, I do find it pretty funny that the moment I become premier, I'm like, hey, Fernflare, I'm gonna make you a main advisor now. She's like, sweet. What can I do? Enable automatic reselection of incumbent party. I mean, I'm not gonna do that just because I want, if there's an event for it, I want to see it. But I'm probably gonna be just continuously electing her. I mean, I've kind of been going for that, so yeah, sorry. Oh, the national plenum of the provinces. Realm-changing news from Vermilion is all too common, but at least the reform came with plenty of notice. For weeks, the nation is listed with bated breath as the Morning Secretary bickered over the details of the proposed new system of regional legislators. The provincial diets, it has been rumored that the final law required no fewer than 500 amendments, carefully fine-tuning provincial authority over everything from fishing rights to radio broadcasting regulations. But at last, today, a visible frizzled autumn blaze gave a press conference with an immense binder and hoof. It's not every day you get to spend 2 months talking about the finer points of forestry law and tort reform with a few hundred of your closest friends, but I really am proud of the work that the Secretariat put into this bill, and the humility it took to admit that it's important for other here and to have a say in how the country is run. I mean, it's not as if we know everything. Now, if the national plenum of the provinces bringing regional expertise to the legislature, we'll have a second opinion right down to the hall. And of course, even with the plenum, we definitely can't make one law that'll make every Kieran in Fragrance happy at the same time as every Kieran in Verdant. Hopefully, the provincial diets can. Well, they'd need to make more than just one law. They'd need one for each province. But, you know. The conference was as was to be expected, quite rambling. But the nation could breathe a sigh of relief that this latest political quagmire is over. And at the same time, break out at the stumps, bunting and the ballots for the upcoming provincial elections. Hopefully, after these elections, Autumn can get some clearly much-needed sleep. Hopefully, that would be nice. Sleep is a good thing. I'd recommend you get sleep, personally. We'll read what she thinks in the next episode. But for now, I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell button. And as always, peace.